The next generation version of iOS is set to be previewed at a Worldwide Development Conference 2023. We are still a month away from the June unveiling of iOS 17 operating system, but we know a limited amount of information about the update because Apple is already working on the software. According to the Bloomberg, Mark Gurman, iOS 17 will include some of the most requested feature that users have been wanting, so it may be more significant than was initially thought. Now I am telling about some feature of the iOS 17. Support for mixed reality headset. Apple AR/VR headset will function on its own and will have its own app store, but there will likely to some level of integration between the headset and the iPhone, even if it is limited to head-off. All of Apple products interact with one another in a virus way, and so we are accepting the new headset reality of feature in iOS 17. CarPlay update. According to the 2022 Worldwide Development Conference, Apple provided a preview of a new CarPlay experience that has deeper integration with the vehicle, allowing for car function like volume and the radio to be controlled through CarPlay. Apple also plans to add weight and support for multiple displays. The first vehicle with the next generation CarPlay integration are set to come in the late 2023, which means and the support will likely to built into iOS 17 and iOS 17 update. Support for Sideloading and alternating App Store. European legislation required Apple to allow for Sideloading starting in 2024, and Apple is planning to make a change start in iOS 17. Customers in Europe may be able to download app without using the App Store, with the people forced to let people to alternate App Store. Development would not need to pay Apple 50-30% fee for app that customer install using the alternate means, but Apple still plan to collect a fee. To start with, the sideloading change will be limited to customer in the European Union, but as other countries pass legislation similarly to the Digital Market Act in Europe, people could expand the functionality. The major changes that have to be made, the implement sideloading support could potentially import development on iOS 17 could be for more engineering resources required. Third-party browser without WebKit. Along with the permitting third-party app store, Apple in iOS 17 could allow third-party browsing to use their own engine. By eliminating the WebKit requirement right now, third-party browsing in Chrome and Firefox must be built with the Apple Open Resources browser. Engine WebKit on iOS devices per Apple rules, but the European Digital Market Act prohibits Apple from force a browser to use WebKit. Apple could make these changes slowly in Europe, and it's not yet clear if the WebKit requirement will be lifted worldwide or just browser app and development for use in Europe. Now I am telling about the beta limitation. With the iOS 16.4 and iPadOS 16.4, Apple changed to way that developer and public beta are installed. On the iPhone and iPad, profile are not longer used to install the update, with Apple instead requiring the Apple ID linked to their development account or an account that has been signed for the public beta. Now I am telling about the iOS 17 release date. iOS 17 will previewed at the Worldwide Development Conference June 2023. After WWDC, iOS 17 will be made available to developers for testing purpose, with the public beta likely to come out sometime in July. The following the beta testing period, iOS 17 will see the launch in September 2023 along with the iPhone.